Hey guys, this is Matt Miller with American Wire, and today we're looking at these woke protesters who try to take over a Vivek Ramaswamy event, but he refuses to let them push him around. Check it out right here.
Right now we're doing poorly. You're going to get to questions. I promise you I'm going to get to questions. Well, part of what we said in this country is, I'm going to set an example here. There's a lot of people here who have come tonight. I'm going to finish what I'm saying. I promise you're going to get the first question tonight. Does that work for you, sir?
Sure, sir.
Thank you. Thank you for being here, because I want to end on a note that before we do this, I want everybody in this room to understand this is how we get our country back, is we're going to speak the truth. And that's what this campaign is about, speaking the truth, not just when it's easy, but when it's hard. Speaking the truth, not just to the Democrats on the other side, but to our own side, the Republican Party right here at home.
But you lie, dude. You're a liar.
Yeah.
You lie about the reality of climate change. You lie. You're lying to everybody in this room right now.
Sir, we're going to make a deal. You know what we're doing in this country? This is the beauty of the United States of America right here.
You are lying.
And you know what we're not going to do? I'm going to tell you, for those of you who watch the videos today, we're not going to have a security guard or police officer tackle him and escort him out of the room. That's not how we do things in the United States. You know what we're going to do is we're going to give, young man, you know what? You're going to have a chance to speak, but you're going to have a chance to speak after you sit down and be respectful of everybody else in this room. And I'm going to give you a chance to speak.
You need to respect everybody in this room and quit lying.
Thank you.
Tell Americans the truth.
Shut up and ate.
Tell Americans the truth.
Sir, you can, I see
How
you.
much did you get from fossil fuels, dude?
We're going to have a good discussion today. I promise you that, because I'm going to speak some.
$50 million.
Thank you. See, I promise you, sir. I promise you, sir, you're undermining the only point you want to make, and I'm going to give you a better chance in a moment if you sit down and actually be respectful of everybody else in here. But there's a free seat. You want to come up right here? Come on up, buddy. Come on up. Come on up and have a seat.
Mr. Ramaswamy, you say that you care about our future
Thank
and
you.
that little girl's future. How
Yes.
much money would it cost for you to actually care about us? You're running a company that's making money off of fossil fuels that are killing our communities.
If you want to have a seat and we can have a respectful discussion, we can do that. But if you're not going to have a respectful discussion, there's not going to be doing it. So I don't get any money from fossil fuels. You know who's my biggest donor?
That's not true.
That's actually absolutely true.
Your company, Strive, owns $50 million in fossil fuels.
Because index funds of every American in this room does, and we deserve to be proud of it. And I refuse. Excuse me, sir. Excuse me, sir. This isn't productive. This isn't productive. And this is what's wrong in our country. What's right in our country is we have the right of free speech and open debate. And I'm sure this gentleman, I think, has something to say about a similar matter. But we have a generation in this country where we have taught that the way you're supposed to win a debate or otherwise isn't based on region or merit, but to actually just shout the other side down. We don't do that in this country. The way we do things in the United States of America is we engage in free speech and open debate on the merits. We decided at the ballot box where every person's voice and vote counts equally. We don't shout each other down. So we're going to have a respectful conversation. We're going to open this up, but we're going to speak the hard truth. Speak the truth in public. That's what we're going to do at every step of the way. That's how we get this country back. That is what won us the American Revolution. That is what reunited us after the Civil War. That is what won us 2 world wars and the Cold War. That is what still gives hope to the free world. And if we can revive that dream, grounded on the First Amendment, that you're free to speak your mind as long as your neighbor gets to in return. As long as you're actually able to worship freely, as long as your neighbor gets to worship as he wishes to in return. Those are the ideals that our nation is founded on, that I will fight for until the very end. That is how we will revive this great country.
The one thing that Vivek Ramaswamy did very well when he was running for president is he handled these spontaneous, off-script situations very, very well. Instead of trying to get the police to throw people out of the room, he would make it part of his events and make it part of his message, dealing with these people who are radically on the other side, radical lefties protesting climate or just anything that he's saying. And he would use it as a opportunity to get his message out. So he would never shy away from letting them speak. He would give them the opportunity to even come up to the microphone and say why they hate him in front of the whole room. And this worked very well. This led to a lot of viral moments like this one that promoted him as a witty, calm, cool, collected speaker and quick on his feet. And it was a very good strategy at these events to not try to thwart the opposition and the hecklers. These protesters look to be about the age of college students. I wouldn't be surprised if they are university students that were radicalized like we know happens across America's universities, radicalized by their professors. They're in an echo chamber full of other activists, far left students, and I mean, they're ready to commit their lives to these causes and ruin their lives, even if it means getting arrested, doing crazy stunts because they think that they can make a difference by disrupting a presidential speaking event, that this is a good message and this is going to be effective at getting their message out, when really it just makes them look like clowns. It makes everybody annoyed and not like them, even if they have something valid to say. This is just not the way to do it. This is a very immature, young, uncalculated way of going about getting your message out there. If I were one of these students and I really wanted to get a climate change message to a bunch of conservatives, a bunch of Republicans, as soon as Vivek told me that I was going to get a chance to speak and come up to the mic and almost like debate him or go 1-for-1 with him in front of the whole room, I would have shut my mouth and taken that opportunity. I don't know what they're thinking. Because now what happens is he, instead of addressing them and going toe-to-toe and actually talking about the issues they want to talk about, he is forced to try to silence them for the time being, and he's basically just telling them to be quiet instead of listening to their message. So once he said he's going to give you that chance, why would you not sit down, shut up, and be respectful until he gives you that opportunity, and then go out there and say, you know, call him every name in the book, say that he's burning the planet or whatever you want to do. That's how you know these college activists aren't really thinking about this very carefully. They're not thinking this through, and they're missing opportunities to probably get their message out in a more effective way. Blocking streets and pissing off a bunch of people driving in traffic and disrupting events, going to events like this that people pay for, or they come to not to listen to you, but to somebody else, and getting everybody in the room upset, is not very good marketing for trying to get people to endorse or support your climate agenda. So hopefully that goes without saying, but apparently not. These young kids need to hear that, and they need to realize that that they're just pissing everybody off. Vivek does a very good job as well, spinning this into a positive message, and a message that's parallel to what he was already talking about, right? So he can take the energy that they're giving him, the negativity and the accusations and all that stuff, and address it directly, but also spin it into his messaging, which is that fossil fuels are not all bad, and they actually built this country, and there is a way to address fossil fuels and pollution responsibly that doesn't involve evoking socialism and basically eradicating the capitalist economy of America, which is always the solution that far leftists propose when it comes to climate change. It's not enough to say, hey, there's a climate emergency and we should do something about it. It's always like AOC and the Green New Deal. It's always, there's a climate emergency and we need socialism to fix it. I think that somebody, you know, to be fair, who comes at the climate topic in a more responsible and nuanced way, in a better way, is RFK Jr. You know, he's not a socialist, clearly, and he's not for radical destruction of the American economy in order to save the planet. But he does talk about a lot of these issues, and I don't think conservatives want to destroy the planet either. I think that we understand that pollution is bad, and of course we do. It's just we're very hesitant and oppose very strongly the left and the radical left specifically. Their solutions, their proposed solutions, are highly irresponsible and are not even going to be effective at driving the results that they are shooting for. So anyway, let me know what you guys thought of this clip in the comments. Do you think Vivek handled this well? If you liked the video, please leave a like, and I'll see you in the next video.